Happy new moon! It is a new moon in Cancer, and it is a new moon in the nakshatra of Pushya. And this is a very, very auspicious moon. The moon is in its own sign when it's in Cancer. So new moons are quiet thresholds. The sky goes dark, and we are invited to do the same, to go inward, to reset and to plant intentions that take root beneath the surface. It is not a time to rush. This is a time to restore your nervous system, honor your emotional body, and to choose your next steps with soul. Think sacred stillness before the bloom. This new moon is in Cancer, in the moon's own sign, which makes it a little extra juicy, a little extra special and potent and personal. Cancer rules the heart, our home, our inner world, our emotions, our mental health, motherhood, education. This is a moon of deep nourishment, and it is a time to allow yourself to be held. This is a beautiful time to set intentions for emotional healing, especially with Mercury being retrograde right now. This is a time to reset, renew, restore. So think about the ways that you can apply those principles to your mental and emotional health. This is the time to create a sanctuary for your home, your mind, and your body. And then Pushya Nakshatra, it's literally the nakshatra of nourishment. Its symbol is a cow udder, and there's this concept in India of getting nourishment from cows. That's why they are such sacred creatures and they don't eat cows. If you want even more insight into this, I'm reading from my PDF that I have made for this new moon that includes spell work. And this is over on my website for $7, or you can head over to patreon.com/The Barista Witch and subscribe at the $5 level, and you get the full PDF, which is 22 pages of not just this moon, but all of the moons, full and new, and even some sneaky little eclipses that are going to sneak in during the summer season. So all of the transits for the moon for June, July, August, and September, head on over. So a new moon is when the sun and the moon join together in the same constellation, and new moons symbolize fresh starts, new beginnings, growth, transformation, or rebirth, so to speak. This is a time for you to retreat, to turn inward, so that you can kind of itemize all of your resources and see the things that you have going on and see what steps can I take forward to grow. New moons is when you see no moon in the sky. It's when the lunar cup is completely empty, and we start really thinking about what do we want to do to fill our cup. So new moons are perfect for setting goals and intentions for the upcoming lunar month. And if you want some new moon rituals and traditions and things to do, you can find this PDF again on my website or over on patreon.com. So let's get right into it. And as indicated by the title of this video, this is part 1 of our new moon predictions. So if you would like the full spread, the full juice, the full intuition that comes, if you want the full download from the universe, you have to subscribe to patreon.com for part 2 to get the full reading. The first part of this reading will just be straight on, me showing you the cards. And then the second part of the reading, I will take you overhead so you can see the full spread. I also will include a picture of the spread at the end of the video because you know I love you. Okay, a card has flipped over. Ooh, so we have the Knight of Cups. And first of all, cups are ruled by the element of water, which is also ruled by the moon. The moon is, you know, a planet of water. So here in the Knight of Cups, this represents a deep and emotional lover. This card represents messages of love that could be coming your way. This represents magnetic charm, being comfortable to show your sensitive side, being able to be vulnerable. I'm gonna pull some astro die so we can see who this person's potential big 3 could be, because the Knights in tarot or any of the court cards represent people in your life, and the Knights in particular represent a romantic lover. So here, get some astro die ASMR. Okay, so big money, big money, big money, big money. Oh my God. Hold up. So we got Cancer, which is focus on me. We got Cancer, which is crazy because the moon is literally new in Cancer. And then we got Cancer twice. We literally got Cancer twice. It doesn't want to focus. There we go. We got Cancer twice. And then we got Pisces. So this suitor is already the Knight of Cups, which represents a person who probably has a water sign anyway. And then we got 3 water signs. 2 of them being Cancer. So look out for someone who potentially has Cancer in their big 3, maybe more than once. Look out for someone who has Pisces or someone who's just very watery. And you know, Cancer and Pisces, what card has fallen out? Are these dreamy, more loving, nurturing sides of the water signs. But if we turn instead to, you know, like Scorpio, for example, that's a bit more intense. We got the 3 of Swords. This card is no joke. This card asks you to walk away. This represents potential betrayal or a broken heart. This card represents even being in a love triangle. This card asks you to let go for the better. So potentially, are you maybe hung up on someone? Because the shadow side of the Knight of Cups actually is someone who has the tendency to be a narcissistic love bomber. So are you in a situation where that may be true for you? So listen, I did once date a Pisces man, and genuinely he was a narcissistic love bomber. I found out he was secretly married to not 1 but 2 other people. It was a whole thing. So be on the lookout for that. Be mindful of potentially being manipulated in a way where your emotions are not able to guide you to the best thing that you need to do. And honestly, with new moons, reset and reevaluate how you approach love, how you approach this person, how you approach letting go of a relationship. If you're experiencing heartbreak, notice the things that you do. Do you wallow? Do you listen to sad music? Do you go out? Do you overexert yourself? Are there some extremes in how you deal with that? And then we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, period. So this, as I said, the court cards represent people in your life. Pentacles represents the element of earth. It represents finite things such as our time and our money. And the King of Pentacles represents that person who has the golden touch. That sounds naughty, but you know what I mean, okay? So this is manifestation. This is someone who isn't going to shy away from hard work, and particularly when it comes to career. But if you are looking at this reading in terms of like being in a relationship, this is someone who isn't going to shy away from putting in the hard work to be in a relationship with you. This is someone who is reliable, creative, they're practical, they take their time, they make sure to dot their I's and cross their T's. This is someone who will never keep you waiting. They are a natural protector, and they are happiest when they are in relationship with someone. And think about it, kings are higher in authority than knights. So have you been messing around with someone's crusty, dusty, musty kid, daughter, they, them, son, child, who has knight energy, immature energy, narcissistic love bomber energy? Or do you want to elevate to have this King of Pentacles energy, someone who also can be financially reliable and stable? This is also someone who is loyal until the very end, and they're extremely sensual because they like to take their time. This also represents intensity and passion. This is someone who knows their worth and doesn't have patience for people who don't value them. So we're gonna pull some astro die to see who this person's big 3 potentially could be. But okay. Big money, big money, big money, big money. No. But let's see. The universe is hilarious. So we got the King of Pentacles, right? Which is the element of earth. And the King of Pentacles in the tarot literally is represented by Taurus. We got Taurus. Can you see her? We got Taurus, okay? First one that fell out. So definitely emphasizing that stability, that groundedness that you would like to see in a potential romantic suitor, if that's what you're using this reading for. And then we got Libra. We got Libra, which is represented by Venus, and Venus is all about love and sensuality, and Libra is the scale, finding balance in your relationship. And then we got Gemini. Is this resonating with anyone? Please type in the chat. And if you are in a relationship already and you're like, what are you talking about? I'm not looking for someone. This is a reading on YouTube. This is a reading for the public on the tube of you, and take what resonates with you, leave the rest. This could be for someone else, and that is okay. So let's see what else we have in store. We have the Knight of Wands. I'm going to lose my fucking mind. What is happening? Are we gonna be in a love triangle? So Wands represents fire. It's passion, it's heat, And the Knight of Wands, again, it's fast, it's intense. It's someone who is coming into your life with speed, with intensity, not slowing down. This is someone who is really sure of what they want, but also like can be a bit of a slick talker. This is someone who has uncontrolled passion. They're really sexy. They're really, really, really charismatic. Super fucking charming. They always know what to say. They know exactly what to do. Think like James Dean, like cigarette, motorcycle, like that whole vibe. They have no filter and they have no regard for how their words or their actions hurt other people. So that is the shadow side of this energy. This is charming, impulsion, fiery, passionate. Literally, I have in my notes, dance with this knight if you dare, but free yourself of expectations. So if you want to have a good time, if you want to go out and, you know, meet up with someone and have a little hookup just to kind of free yourself of any actual responsibility when it comes to being in relationship with someone, Knight of Wands energy is perfect for that. Definitely maybe not someone who might bring you that long-term like emotional stability that you may crave. What is it, a short time, not a long time, or a good time, not a long time? Big money, big money, big money. Who this energy could possibly be. This is crazy that we're starting off. I wasn't expecting a new moon reading to turn into a potential love reading, but yet here we are, babes. Not us getting Scorpio twice. Hold on, focus! Twice, okay? That's insane. And Scorpio, it technically is a water sign, but I feel like Scorpio was like boiling water in terms of the signs. And then we got Cancer again. So let's see. We only like, is there anyone else who's part of this love triangle? The energies, we have this like sensual, emotional Knight of Cups who could be a potential narcissistic love bomber. And then we have the stable, reliable, that manifester daddy energy in the King of Pentacles. And then we have this like super intense, uncontrolled passion, seducing many but staying for none, Knight of Wands energy. What is it going to be? How are you going to use the energy of this moon? The moon. We got the moon. I am outwitching myself right now. We got the moon card. So the moon in tarot, it represents that the situation is in flux. So just like the phases of the moon are always shifting and always changing, the situation that you may be inquiring about, whether it be relationships, whether it be work, is in flux and it is shifting. And this card asks you to trust any rising ideas, any rising feelings, your rising instincts about the situation at hand. This card represents boundless imagination and also being willing to accept sudden changes, because this card doesn't have it, but in the traditional card, there's an eclipse happening, and eclipses represent sudden changes, sudden unexpected changes. So this could be a shift in your romantic situation. So this card represents that you should trust your intuition to guide you. When in doubt, trust that gut feeling, trust that sense of somehow you know without really knowing, like you know, and trust that feeling. Personally, 100% out of the time, any regret I've ever had is that I did not trust my gut. I did not trust my instincts. I didn't do the thing that I really thought I should do because I saw through the lens of fear or through the lens of doubt. That shit. Trust your instinct. Do animals not operate our instinct? How often do we say animals, they always trust their instinct, they trust their instinct? And animals who don't trust their instinct usually end up, so trust your instinct. This card represents that you should also re-examine your current beliefs about the situation. So maybe about that person in your life. Mercury is in the microwave drinking haterade with micro braids. So this is also a time to, if an ex tries to run it back, this is a retrograde relationship. Please go watch my Mercury retrograde predictions. That is also in this playlist. Like, no, we're not running it back. We're not spinning the block. Leave the trash where it is. Do not go dumpster diving for that crusty, dusty, musty, unless they have actually changed and you know that they haven't. Stop it. Trust your instinct. But this card asks you to reflect upon your dreams and to get out of your own way, because water needs to flow. And if water doesn't flow, stagnation occurs. And this card also wants you to know that change is constant Nothing stays the same. And if something, your situation, whatever it may be, if you find that it's changing, then trust that. Like it's meant to change, and that's okay. And it may seem scary, it may seem like you don't know what to do, but notice if you're operating out of a place of fear, that shit, do it anyway. Let's see what else this new moon has in store for us. I love this so much. Okay. Ooh, we have the Witch's Brew. Seek alternative solutions. So as always, I'll read from the booklet and then we shall get into it. So keywords. There is a remedy for your problems. Seek alternative solutions. The tarot companion cards for this is the Fool and the Death card. It is not uncommon for someone to seek out alternative healing if mainstream methods fail. They might turn to herbalism, folk healing, witchcraft, or similar if desperate for an answer or a solution to a chronic problem. This card represents that moment when it may be time to seek out unusual methods or to get out of your comfort zone. What you have or what you've been doing isn't working, so it's time to broaden your understanding of what is right, good, or valuable. If your reading is about love, you may need to consider dating someone who is not your usual type. And we have 3 different options of people here who you could potentially date. If you're inquiring about career or business, it could be time to try learning skills that until now seem like something you could skip past. If your question is of a spiritual nature or about your life purpose, look to the things that scare you most. What were we just saying? Is the fear rooted in genuine caution, or are you just afraid to step outside of your safety zone? Additionally, this card confirms that there is a solution to your problem. Even if you can't see it right now, consider reaching out to someone you normally wouldn't seek advice from. They may have an interesting perspective that could end up being exactly what you need. Booking a tarot reading with me, perhaps. But really, try to do something that is outside of your normal purview. Maybe get off of the dating apps. Get on the dating app. Try being single for a little bit. Have your friends set you up on a blind date. Go out into the wild and try to see if you can have a real life meet cute. But do something differently than how you've been approaching the current situation that you find yourself in, especially if it was romantic, because that is what this reading seems to be leading toward. Romance in some way. Oh my God. Secrets to the grave. Somebody's keeping secrets. And we got this for the Mercury Retrograde video too. It was crazy. It was gnarly. So secrets, a need for discretion, strategy. The tarot companion card is the Emperor. There's a lot of pressure in today's world. Social media is a powerful tool that has paved the way for increased connection worldwide, but it has also pressured many to put their life on display in search of more likes, engagement, and even fame and fortune. Sadly, social media is but a reflection of everyday life. Many face pressure to do more, give more, be more, but for those around them, you may feel forced to explain yourself or how you spend your free time. However, your time and what's important to you are yours to share or not. Remember, it's okay to keep some things to yourself without feeling guilty or as though you must give all you have to others, including those closest to you. In romantic relationships, there can be an expectation that intimacy means you should know everything about someone. But no one needs to have 100% of you. It's okay to share something with one friend that you may not share with another, or to have a secret between sisters that your partner doesn't know. This card urges you to use discretion. Hold things close to your heart for the time being. Goals and dreams need darkness and security while they are still fragile and vulnerable. The sacred time allows you the space to build a strong foundation to support you when you're faced with criticism, questions, and flat out attempts to break down what you have built. The time will come for you to reveal your plans, but for now, take comfort in the security of your secret. Literally, think about how Beyonce doesn't release a project until it's done. She dropped an entire visual album, the Beyonce album, in I think that was like 2013, 2014, broke the internet while doing it. And because she kept it secret, because she kept it safe, it was so special. And it was just foolproof. Renaissance, Cowboy Carter. We are making all these assumptions about what Act 3 could be. Let me stop talking about Beyonce. Everything comes back to her. But please keep some things to yourself. And there are some things that need to be inside thoughts. Some folks honestly could benefit from getting a journal, from telling it to the trees, telling it to the river, telling it to the ocean, whatever, tell it to the grass, the air, but Not everyone needs to know your business. Leave something to the imagination. What happened to wanting to be whimsical and being full of wonder? Leave some things to the imagination. And especially if you find yourself in a new romantic relationship, notice if you have this burning need and desire to put it on social media. Why? For whose benefit? Who are you performing for? Keep that shit secret. No one needs to know what you have for breakfast or that your partner this. You don't need to hop online and be like, my man, my man, my man. No one cares and it's no one's business. If there's a project you're working on and you want feedback for it, ask yourself, write a note to yourself. These are the questions I have. Put it somewhere. Refer to it later. Like, please keep some things close to the chest. Not everyone needs to know 100% of the things about you 100% of the time, because then people have the ability to influence that thing about you with their own impressions, their own lens of how they think it should be done. And this is the right way, da da da. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. This is everyone's first time here. Even if you do believe in reincarnation, this is everyone's first time in this embodied life, in this meat suit with this consciousness. No one knows what the we're doing. This is all guesswork. We can look to our elders and our guides and our mentors and our idols for inspiration as to how to get to a certain point. But at the end of the day, you have to make the decisions for yourself. You have to sleep with your choices. And notice if you are always telling someone something personal because you want to seek confirmation bias or you want their approval. Get your own damn approval. Are you happy with your choices? Are you happy with your lifestyle? That is what matters the most. So keep some things to yourself and zip it. There's sometimes I see some people posting shit and I'm like, girl, shut up. Like, that is too much. See what else the universe has in store for us for this new moon. Okay. So we have, ooh, girl, we have beware of the happy toxins. Some of the prettiest plants are poisonous. Oh, this is talking about a man. Some of the prettiest plants are poisonous. Look at the situation from many angles. Play devil's advocate. You will be tempted to act, but discernment is what you need first. When you see happy, red, delicious berries, it is your job to investigate. Sometimes what's too good to be true is indeed too good to be true. Sometimes you get to devour all that tasty goodness, moving beyond fear and doubt to risk greatness. Other times, you would be better off to say no and cleave to your current commitments. This is one of those times. Enjoy the happy right now, but investigate it closely. Something isn't as it appears. And girl, we literally got the secrets card. I'm putting this next to secrets. Someone is keeping a secret. Something isn't as it appears. Ask that person, double check. Go back to your conversations to say, wait, I thought you said this. Like, get confirmation. And if you feel like you're catching someone in a lie, you're catching someone in a lie. We got beginnings. We got beginnings. Let's go back to the beginning. This is the most pharaoh reading I've ever done. Whatever you're dreaming of, do it. Dare to stare down the dark void, the white canvas, the blank slate of uncertainty, and begin. The little dream egg of new life inside of you is already cracking. It wants out into the world, and its carrier, you are its sole deliverer. Shake off anxiety, tell fear to suck it, because you are far more than you know, and you are worth the risk of finding out what comes next. It isn't always what you imagined, but it's always an adventure. It will lead you to your next manifestation of your soul's deep intent. This card signals the cracking open of the shell of new life. Beginnings are a wild magic. Embrace the abracadabra. That is what this entire new moon is about. New beginnings. Approaching love with a new mindset. Approaching your career with a new mindset. Approaching how you even talk about yourself. Try to really just change it up. If what you've been doing hasn't been working for you, change it. Change up your algorithm. Go through and unfollow accounts. Think about what you're ingesting mentally. What are you consuming? What are you consuming? How you're eating? Like, what are you going to do that's going to be new for this new moon? Honor this new intention. Change the cycle. Do you approach relationships the same? Change it. It hasn't been working. Change it, please. I beg of you. So we're just gonna do, oh, a card has come out. Reconciliation. Okay, interesting that we got reconciliation, because this card is going to be placed next to the Three of Swords, which is all about ending things and letting things go and walking away from a relationship. But then it's literally like the connective tissue between the Three of Swords, which is about ending things. We have the pineapple, reconciliation, and then beginnings. So perhaps it could be running it back with someone. I don't advise it, but if you want to run it back with someone, make sure it is a proper new beginning. Make sure they say what they mean what they say, and they have changed. Make sure you say what you mean what you say, and you have changed. Because what's the point of getting back into something if you're going to be the exact same? So there is reconciliation that could happen, and it doesn't mean that you have to date again. It could mean that you're friends. It could be the beginning of a new type of relationship. And we have a few cards that flipped out and fell over in the whole shebang. We have, ooh girl, we have the Wheel, which represents indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. Are you being indecisive about what you want? Do you need to actually make a choice, especially when it comes to your romantic partner, when it comes to how you talk to people, when it comes to like the type of person that you actually want in your life romantically? Then we have the Throne, being in a position of authority. You are in a position to take control of the circumstances of your life. No one can make the decisions to make the change except for you. No one can make the decision to get out of bed and draw and paint and exercise and eat healthy but you. You are in a position of authority. And this time around, when it comes to your love life, you hold the reins. You control the speed, the dynamic, the flow of the relationship and how you want it to go. Oh my gosh, and then we have the Heart, love, deep affection and caring. Doing this will allow you to find actual love, deep affection, deep emotional fulfillment in your relationship. And then we have, oh my God, Basket, recognition. We have recognition, reward for merit. You will be able to reap the rewards of the hard work that you put into bettering yourself. Ooh, we have Older Man. Dealings with an older man. Maybe you start talking to someone older. The King of Pentacles energy is someone who is potentially older. And then we have the Ram, a stubborn person. Are you being stubborn about your circumstances? Are you being stubborn about the dynamics of this relationship? Okay, my loves. So with that being said, that is the first part of the reading for this new moon in Cancer, in Pushya Nakshatra, that I have gotten for you. Please stay tuned for an aerial shot of the spread that I will show you so that you can save it as a screenshot on your phone. If you would like part 2, head on over to patreon.com/The Barista Witch and go subscribe at the $5 level, where there is an extended version of this reading, and there is a PDF guide that is 22 pages long that I made myself, and it is stunning, beautiful, gorgeous, and it has every single new moon, full moon, and even some sneaky eclipses that happen in September for the entire summer quarter. June, July, August, September. All of that is over on patreon.com. Please remember to like this video, drop a pineapple emoji in the comment section if you made it this far. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, share it with another squirrel friend who's like, what's happening? I love you so much. Goodbye. Anyway, whoop. They want to party with the queen. They're going to have to sign a non-disclosure. I took the top off my Maybach. I took the top off the Maybach. I took the top off the Maybach. I took the top of the Maybach. Yeah, I took the top off of my Maybach, bitch. I took the top off of my Maybach, bitch. Goddamn, goddamn, goddamn. Smack it in the air. Do you know what song that is? If you know the song, drop it in the comments and then I'll know. Okay, anyway.